There's your halftime score, Allegheny 43, Fort Hill 29. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw 16 minutes of very good high school basketball action, and now we wanted you to watch some very good action on the floor now, as these are the Allegheny Arrowhettes. Great performance by the Arrowhettes. And as I understand, they're on their way to Florida for some competition.
They're fantastic. I've never seen anything like that at this level, Jaden. That's really interesting.
I'm told the flying shoe was part of the act.
Oh, they were terrific. They all, it was like you said to me when we were watching them, they all do look like they're enjoying themselves. I think one or two of those leg kicks and You find me in traction for the next couple of weeks. Just don't have it in me anymore to get the legs up on the can-can line.
I'd only do that by accident. Purely by accident, with great deal of assist.
Well, it was no accident there in the second quarter as far as what the Campers did. They outscored Fort Hill 27-12. And you see your Kelly Auto Service scoreboard. Kelly Auto Service is featuring the Voyager 1000 Touring Edition Radial. It's the ideal marriage of luxury and performance. You can find the Voyager at Kelly Auto Service, and you'll see that it's warranted for an incredible 60,000 miles.
60,000 miles.
I said 60,000 miles.
My warranty ran out long before that. Before we go back to second half, though, Mark, you've got halftime scoring. Let's take a look at it.
Okay, for Allegheny with 43 points in the first half, led by Mike Fields, 13 points, including 1 3-pointer, 9 for DJ Jesse, a quiet 9, too, you might add. 7 for Dennis Salas, 6 for Jake Dermer, 4 for Adam Whitaker off the bench, 2 for Mike Harvey, and 2 for Steve Friend, including 3 block shots for Friend. For Fort Hill, Corey Marshall, 14 points, including a 3-pointer, 2 for Scott Beeman, 2 for Brandon Walker, 2 for Scott Puffenberger, and 9 for Dean Roberson. So they got to look to Roberson a little bit here. Maybe early in the second half, take some of the scoring pressure off of Marshall.
A fresh 8 goes up on the board, and the Sentinels take over first on offense here in the third quarter. Kevin Palumbo goes to Roberson off the wing. Roberson drives, shot no good. Puffenberger gets the putback and good for 2.
Good start for the Sentinels, and now they're going to come out and full court man-to-man here for Fort Hill. They got to up the tempo defensively and put a little bit more pressure on the point.
And Salas brings it over the timeline. He'll look for traffic to clear. Gets it up front. Steal by Roberson. On the break by himself with only Mike Harvey. Jams it home for 2.
Well, I tell you what, they've outscored them 4-0 here in the first 40 seconds. And Dean Roberson wakes the Sentinel faithful with that one.
Well, that's a page out of Jesse's book. You expect to see that with DJ. Dermer inside. He's fouled on the play. George Getz says, no foul. I'll travel first.
Well, Fort Hill comes out, grabs the early momentum, but this is the first time Allegheny's in that full court 2-2-1 press. Let's see what happens. The Sentinels have got to take better care of the basketball.
Palumbo and Marshall, 2 very good ball handlers for the Sentinels. Marshall again. They find Roberson on the baseline. Back to Marshall. Feints him into the air. Goes to Puffenberger and walks beforehand. It was going out of bounds. And again, that's that little niggly stuff, Mark. Fort Hill is not connecting on some of these passes. Little mistakes mean a lot in a game like this.
Watch Marshall here. Good pass from Roberson. Good look in the middle. But Marshall kind of hesitates there. He was caught in between taking it up and making a pass.
Puffenberger gets the steal. He'll go for the jam and fouled. And he is down. Hopefully not hurt.
I tell you what, that is a very dangerous foul. That should be intentional right there because he is so high up right there when Fields hits him, and Fields whacked him. Really whacked him, and I hope he's okay. He needs medical attention. He's
in a spasm.
Oh my gosh, Jamie, this is awful.
Dr. Paul Snow, the team physician, is right down there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break, and we'll be back after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Allegheny High School. Chad Gable is in the ballgame with shoot free throws. What we want to tell you first of all is that Scott Puffenberger suffered an injury. Now watch on the play here. Mike Fields with a foul, but watch if we can slow it there. And we'll show you this again coming back. We do not believe there was intent for Mike Fields to injure Scott Puffenberger.
Yeah, look at it here, Jamie, and Fields is going after the ball. His eye is on the ball completely, and in fast action, it almost looked as if Fields had grabbed him. He did not do that. The only contact was on the arm, and they were both just so high up, the contact occurred at the apex of both of their jumps. That's why Puffenberger was injured the way he was, because it was such a long fall down.
Now, what we can tell you is he is under medical care. He was awake when he left the building and was being taken to Memorial Hospital for checking, and we'll hope and pray the best for Scott Puffenberger. In the meantime, we are back in action as Gavin Palumbo will go from 15. It's no good, and Mike Fields comes down with a rebound. Fields was assessed, of course, with the foul, as you see DJ Jesse on the drive.
That was beautiful dish right there from Fields on the fast break. And here's the trap again from the Campers, causing all kinds of trouble for the Sentinels. They better call a timeout if they can't get it across.
They do to Marshall. Marshall across to Walker. Walker goes. He'll score over top of Jake Dermer.
Well, that was pretty right there. Fort Hill having a little bit more success now in the front court.
Dermer with a Windex move goes to the hole for 2.
Boy, that was a sweet spin move right there. A little flash from Jake.
49-35 with 4:39 to go in the third quarter. This is Corey Marshall traveling through traffic. Goes to Palumbo. Back to Marshall. Marshall, little shake and bake on Fields, and Fields gets it again. Mike Fields has had the best of both worlds all night tonight. This is Denny Salas. Drives with the ball. Shot is up. No good. It was an air ball out of bounds. However, Corey Marshall had the last hand on it.
I think Dennis gets caught a little bit in between here when he goes up in the air. He's not certain whether or not his first instinct as a point guard, especially when he's bringing it down the paint, is to pass off to one of the wings. And he's got Jesse on his right, and coming down on his left is Dermer, I believe.
Jesse with an alley-oop, no good. Friend with 2 tips, 3 tips. Blocked from behind, no foul called in there. 4th time for Steve Friend. This one's no good, but he gets the foul now.
Boy, Friend really working hard inside, and he's been a real unsung force tonight since he came in the second quarter. He blocked 3 shots in the second quarter. Here you see him working hard on the offensive glass. 3 times up. And boy, the size this Allegheny team can bring at you. We haven't even seen Scott Robinette.
Friend with the first, gets the shooter's touch, and crawls over. No, Mike Harvey went out. Steve Friend came in, and there you have the action. And Friend with 1 more to go. The Campers leading 50-35. 5:12 to go in the third. A lane violation inside, and it was either Fields or DJ Jesse into the lane, and it will be out of bounds to the Sentinels.
Well, Fort Hill again now going against a little bit different look here. 1-2-1-1 press here from Allegheny.
And that was Jesse in the lane.
Campers have mixed up the defensive pressure. Look at the steal by Salas.
Goes to Friend. Finger roll for 2.
Well, it's the same story as what we saw in the second quarter, that the Allegheny press really created baskets.
Marshall with a reverse layup on the right hand is good for 2.
Boy, that was a beautiful move right there by Corey Marshall. Switching hands in midair, twisting, getting away from the defender, creating the open space for his shot.
Jesse, turnaround Jay, and air
there
ball.
you see him defensively making his presence felt.
Palumbo to Marshall. The shot up, no good, but a foul on DJ Jesse.
Hey, Marshall does a great job right here at this end on the break of putting his body between the ball and the defender. Watch that. He draws the contact, and even though he knows that's a 1 in 1,000 shot, he's going up for the shot. The intention is to shoot. He's going to shoot 2.
Good point, Mark, because we've seen Corey Marshall do that, and you watch DJ Jesse do that as well.
Yeah, 2 guys who can really hang in the air, and they create the space for their shots.
Marshall just loops it in for 1.
That was a nice little roll he got right there. Very friendly. But I think the thing to remember there is, keep your body between the defender and the ball, and you're always going to draw the contact.
Pause in action now. George Getz has a little house cleaning duty on the sideline. And I'm not sure if it was... Oh, he spoke with one of the city policemen over here. We didn't do anything. Marshall gets 2 out of the deal. It's 52-39 with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Salas.
Now you see the Sentinels out in the full court, man-to-man here, trying to pick up the defensive pace a little bit, create their own turnovers.
Salas to Dermer. Dermer on the drive over Dean Roberson and scores.
Boy, Dermer with a real nice third quarter. He's taking it to the rack strong, no doubt about that.
54-39 is Beeman. He's going to go coast to coast and score off the glass.
Scott Beeman toes the sidelines, and then a nice crossover dribble creates that layup. But Fort Hill really taking charge offensively here against the Allegheny pressure. When they get it across midcourt, they're not wasting any time creating shots.
Salas looks for Dermer. Got him inside. Jake goes, won't go. Friend with a tip. Marshall with a save. Throws it up almost into the stratosphere, and Beeman comes down with it. Beeman for Hill against Roberson. Roberson going to go. Lays it in with a finger roll for 2.
3 red jerseys getting down the court. Fort Hill slowly climbing back in this ball game and picking up the intensity defensively. Now the mismatch for Fort Hill defensively is Dermer against Walker, because Walker's giving up a good 4 inches at least. That's why Dermer's been taking him low post, and they're going to look that way again.
Here's Steve Friend over Roberson. The shot off the back of the iron, no good. Friend with 2 tips, 3 tips won't go. Fields gets the tip to go through.
Well, you're just talking right there about a size difference. Toby Eric is playing a double low post offensively right there.
Marshall had it from behind by Fields. And Corey's not getting a lot of help because we didn't hear a call from behind that time. But he had two people open.
Boy, Fields accelerated and closed the distance so quickly.
Marshall high off the glass from 10s, no good. Friend with a rebound. Here's Dermer. Too late for the break. Feints the three. Marshall picks his pocket.
Great steal by Marshall.
Here come the Sentinels. Marshall.
Boy, look at him handle the rock, too. Behind the back.
To Walker.
Crossover. Beautiful.
Beeman on the drive from 5. It's good over top Jesse.
Well, Fort Hill, I sense, is really starting to put together a little bit of a roll here offensively. They're gaining a lot of confidence. They just need some stops.
Campers 2-on-1. Jesse double clutch. He'll go for 2.
Well, that's why DJ Jesse's one of the most exciting players in the Cumberland area. My goodness, what a great move right there. Slashing, changing his body in midair.
Palumbo's got a free lane. He'll go with the left hand off the glass.
That's his first deuce, and might not be a bad idea for him to start thinking about getting a little bit more involved offensively.
Toby Eric calls a timeout here because Fort Hill and Allegheny just simply trading baskets, and Toby doesn't like that. He'll call the timeout. We've got 2:19 to go in the third quarter. It's the Campers 58, the Sentinels 47, and we'll be back right after this.
Your Kelly Auto Service High School basketball scoreboard, the big rivalry. Campers on top by 11. Hey, are you looking for a port in the storm? I usually am. Check out the Kelly Mariner 600 all-season radial. The M600 promises dependable all-season performance, especially on wet roads. Go see the Kelly Auto Service store in Braddock Square in LaVale.
Well, my port in the storm's a lady I'm married to. The light of my life.
Oh, you're just earning brownie points. What, you forgot to get her something for Valentine's last week, Jamie?
Not a chance, not a chance. Jesse off the miss, Palumbo, and Jesse will ride him off for the foul. Toby Eric, by the way, very animated in that timeout, Mark. He was not pleased at all with the defensive pressure his team was putting on.
Well, the difference between the second quarter and the third is noticeable because Allegheny is not getting back down the court once they put the pressure on up in the front court.
This is Roberson.
Led to too many easy baskets.
Roberson out-quicks Friend. He's stopped on the baseline by Dermer. This is Brandon Walker. Harassed there by Jesse. Walker goes to Beeman.
Fort Hill spreading the floor against this Allegheny man-to-man, trying to create open spaces.
Beeman for 3, off the front of the rim, no good. Fields off the rebound. Here's Salas on the break. He'll go to the hole, lay it up with the right hand for 2.
Good play by Salas. I think he had a notion right there of doing a little flash move there with DJ Jesse.
Picked off by Dermer, 2-on-2. Dermer gonna go coast to coast. Palumbo tipped it from behind, but he'll get called for a foul.
Well, that was a late whistle right there, Jamie. I don't know. I'm not sure if Palumbo really gets him or not, or if he gets ball. We'll get a good look at it here. He tries it from behind, and they're calling the reach around the body right there, so Dermer will shoot 2. And Toby's a little bit more pleased. He's going to take DJ Jesse out of the ballgame right now, but he's got to be a little bit more pleased with the way things have turned out since that timeout. They're getting back down the court defensively, and that might just be a matter of getting your legs back under you. We had a long delay right there, so.
Adam Whitaker into the ballgame. Dermer, who's been very quiet tonight, hits the first of 2.
That's 11 for Jake, actually. So he's had a nice third quarter here. Definitely been an integral part of the Camper offense.
One more to go for Dermer. It goes up, and it won't go down. Beeman gets the rebound. The clock moves with 1:30 to go in the third quarter. Fort Hill trailing the Campers 61-47. This is Walker. Double clutch, no good. Friend with a rebound. What a game Steve Friend has had tonight.
That's a Dermer. Real nice move, though, by the fullback, Brandon Walker. A good basketball pump fake there in the lane. Got Friend off his feet and almost drew the contact.
Salas back to Dermer with Walker on him. Roberson doing a nice job there fronting Friend on the inside. They go to Whitaker out front to Salas with 1 minute to go. This is Fields. The shot is up. It is no good. Friend with a tip, no good. And Roberson comes down with it. And credit Gavin Palumbo there with a defensive tip.
Friend and Dermer are creating so many second chances for Allegheny simply because of their height, because of the mismatch in height.
Palumbo shake and bake, leaves it for Walker on the outside with 43 seconds to go. Out front to Roberson, to Beeman. Beeman around Friend, off his foot, out of bounds, and the Campers will take over.
Friend is really making the Sentinels adjust, and they're uncomfortable once they get it in the paint because they're looking for big number 31.
33 seconds to go. Salas brings it up and goes to Dermer. There they find Whitaker flashing across the middle. He'll score on the layup.
That's a classic example right there from Adam Whitaker of working hard without the basketball. Created his own shot right there. Great cut through the paint.
18 seconds to go in the third quarter. Palumbo with it to Roberson with 14. Roberson on the baseline to Walker with 10. Walker across to Beeman with 9. To Palumbo with 7. Palumbo still with it with 5.
I don't think he knows how much time is on the clock.
With 3. Roberson with 1. And it's no good. And that will end the third quarter. You're right there. They looked maybe a little confused that they weren't sure how much clock time they had. But nonetheless, we have played 3 quarters of action. It's not over yet, but at the end of 3, it's the Campers 63, the Sentinels 47. We'll be back with fourth quarter right after this. Watching the Allegheny cheerleaders. This hurts. This hurts even to look.
I could never move like that, even in my better days.
At the end of 3, the Campers hold a 63-47 lead, but Mark, as you mentioned, in the latter half of the third quarter, the Sentinels were fighting and clawing and getting their way back into this ballgame.
Yeah, but you know, they kind of dropped off right there towards the end, and Fort Hill is going to have to start thinking about a couple of threes. They're going to have to start thinking a little bit more about perimeter offense in the early parts here of this fourth quarter. They want to cut into that lead because it's a big one. Allegheny's 8 minutes away from a city title outright, and also the WMIL title too.
Another great point too, because the Campers not known for their outside shooting, the Sentinels are, and they really have not gone to that perimeter shot. Here's Dermer with a jump hook is good.
Well, size is really telling the difference here, Jamie, and Allegheny's just taller underneath in the low post with Dermer and Friend, and they can create their own shots just from their size.
Marshall over Steve Friend scores 2.
Sensational take right there. Corey Marshall's an outstanding young ball player.
65-49, 7:30 to go in the ball game. Whitaker toes it up for 3. It's in and out, no good. Dermer with a tip, and Beeman from behind is fouled on the play by DJ Jesse.
Now the official who called the foul was at midcourt. We couldn't see if Jesse makes contact down there, but Allegheny has had so many second chances on the offensive end just from their size. He makes a little contact on the head of Beeman right there, but it's tough. It's tough for the Sentinels. You know, you can't fight height, and you can't teach it either.
Jesse goes to the bench with 4 personal fouls in the game. Allegheny with their 4th team foul. This is Corey Marshall against Mike Fields.
Let's see if the Sentinels try and adjust with Jesse out of the ball game. That changes their approach offensively.
Marshall trying to dump it into Walker, and that's the ball there. I think Marshall should have just gone to the hole. He was that close.
They got to try some screens up top and free Palumbo for some three-point opportunities, I think, early here. With 7:10 to play in the ball game, you got to start thinking about cutting back into it. And now, you know, Allegheny has switched. Toby Eric, no dummy over there. You don't win 19 games without a loss in the season without picking up on things like that. He's got his best defender, Salas, just draped on Palumbo.
You saw 2 24s coming together there. Adam Whitaker for the Campers picks up his 3rd personal, team foul number 9. Team foul number 5, rather, excuse me. And Fort Hill takes over with Marshall. And Salas just is not going to let Palumbo go.
No, Salas is in his jersey. And wherever Gavin is, there's his shadow, number 22 in the white.
Roberson gets it on the baseline to Walker. Out front to Roberson. Friend tips it out of bounds, and the Campers will maintain possession. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch to see if that pressure can maintain for the remaining 6:46 in the game.
Well, I think Fort Hill is really going to have to step up their offensive pressure, and they're just going to have to start taking shots. They can't let too much time get off the clock here early in the fourth quarter.
Marshall over Friend. Good for 2.
The rainbow, a beautiful shot from Marshall in the paint. And talk about having to adjust. He's adjusted to Steve Friend's presence inside.
6.5 to go, 65-51. The Campers with the lead. Salas to Fields. Fields from behind by Palumbo. Good play, but it's out of bounds.
Only 2 team fouls right now in Fort Hill might not be a bad idea to start thinking about some fouls here. 6:19 to go in the game, down 14. Put Allegheny on the line for some one-and-ones if you can't get the outright steal.
Palumbo nearly got the steal from Salas. This is Steve Friend from 10, up no good. A foul in the play is going to be Friend, I believe, coming in from behind over Roberson and Marshall. And one of the things that we've seen already in this game is the leaping ability, not only of Corey Marshall, but of Scott Beeman.
Right, and Roberson. And watch Friend here on the replay, make the body contact, slam into Marshall. And that's just energy, but, you know, he's doing the right thing. Steve's going after his own shot right there, going for his own rebound. And that's what you're always taught to do, and sometimes your instinct is to back down the court because you think you've made nothing but net.
The foul's a first on Friend, 6th on the team. Marshall, jump hook is good.
Well, it's the Corey Marshall show right now. He's got all 6 points for the Sentinels here in this 4th quarter.
And you watched all his white shirts collapse in on him, and he still scores.
Well, I think Friend's getting a little tentative inside. He doesn't want to put him on the line. It might not be a bad idea to start making him earn those points.
Harvey earns 2 from the left side. 67-53, 5:39 to go. Marshall driving through the middle, spin move to Roberson. Baseline jumper's good. Roberson's been hot from there tonight.
Well, Roberson's wide open on the baseline simply because of the effect that Corey Marshall is having on the Allegheny defense. And don't forget, Marshall can light it up with the best of them at this level. He might light it up yet and pull them back. They're within 12 here.
Marshall to Fields. Fields drives, won't get the scoop shot to go. Roberson comes down with it, goes to Walker. He'll leave it for Beeman, now to Palumbo.
Walker and Roberson are doing an outstanding job so far in this 4th quarter of boxing out.
Palumbo for 3, hit the side of the rim, no good. Friend with a standstill rebound. Looking for help, gets it in Mike Fields. And Fields gallops down the middle of the floor, stops, jumper from 10 short. Fields gets his own bound, goes with a shot, this one's good for 2.
Nice hustle by Mike Fields. He's had a quiet second half after a 13-point first half, but fundamentally solid player, following his own shot, creating his opportunity.
69-55, 4.5 to go. Marshall's shot no good. Friend with a rebound says, please find me a guard. I don't dribble this thing.
Unbelievably enough, I think that's the first time we've really seen Corey Marshall force it in the second half, and he really forced that shot.
The camper with Salas looks up to the clock, sees 4:20 to go. This is Dermer for 3 in the corner, no good. Fields with a tip, no good. Harvey with a tip, no good. Friend with a shot is good.
That's the size difference inside for the campers, and they're closing. Fort Hill closed the gap to 12. It's back to 16.
Beeman has his pass tipped by Friend to Salas. Salas trying to be ridden off the play and fouled on the play by Brandon Walker.
Look at Walker go over there and take Salas's hand. Just a hard foul, playing ball, and give both of these coaches a lot of credit. They diffused what could have been a volatile situation, and these officials have handled this second half beautifully. And let's not forget Scott Puffenberger. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with him and his family right now.
Absolutely. Salas gets the inbound pass at 4 minutes to go. Sentinels running out of time in this game.
Yeah, it's time to start fouling. The guys in red have just got to start putting arms on somebody.
Dermer back to Salas, good give and go. Salas on the drive scores. Beeman tried to draw the charge. Nothing doing there. And it's 73-55, Campers lead.
Boy, Dennis Salas has had a real nice game putting the ball in the hole, and I remember seeing him play last year. His forte is his defense, and I don't think you're going to find a better defensive point guard around the area.
Roberson pulls up from the baseline. Friend made him readjust that shot. Fields comes down with it.
I think Friend got a piece of that shot.
No look past to Dermer, and he missed the shot.
Wallace made him change that one right there. Good
Walker
pass.
to Palumbo. Reverse layup. Good for 2 off the glass, high side right.
Thing of beauty right there. Now they cut it to 16. They need a stop. They gotta get a stop, get a bucket, and call timeout and start playing out the last 3 minutes of the ball game.
73-57 with 3:04 to go in the ball game. Salas picked up by Beeman to Marshall. Marshall's 1-on-2. He'll still go to the hole and go for 2. And Fields, a nice play there by Mike Fields, not to foul it.
Yeah, well, both those guys kind of went down a little bit lackadaisically. Toby Eric's really upset with his team right now, and I think a little upset with the intensity level. They're allowing this team to stay close. Fort Hill is staying close, and 2:51 to play could make a search.
So Toby with the timeout, and you look now at your Dr. Paul Lynn scoreboard.
Dr. Paul Lynn's scoreboard, gentle dental care for the entire family. They're located on 115 South Center Street in Cumberland, and Dr. Lynn wishes good luck to all of our local basketball teams.
The Sentinel cheerleaders out on the floor, and there's a little bit of a class act now because the Allegheny end zone is sitting and watching this time around.
There's a lot of cheerleaders here. You know, we didn't have cheerleaders in my high school, but we were pretty regressive people.
When you go to an all-boys school, I guess that happens, right?
Well, you see what happened to me.
2:51 to go in the contest. 73-59 your score. The Campers ahead. Toby Eric, again, an emphatic timeout, but a little calmer in the huddle this time around.
Well, he just wants them to tighten it up defensively. I mean, there's 2:51 to play, and it's not time to lose your focus right now. This team has a chance to do some great things this season. There's no question about that. I mean, Allegheny could go unbeaten. That would be fantastic. Now, they got to watch the 5 seconds here. Dermer's got to get down to the ball. It's 2, 3. Okay, he gets it in.
To Fields, 3 on 5. And Jesse goes to the hole and scores.
What a great pass from Fields right there, creating that shot for Jesse. Jesse's so explosive off the floor, on the run or from a standing start.
Beeman leaves it for Walker. Feints Harvey into the air, goes. Harvey snuffs him from behind. Roberson gets the loose ball. Goes off the glass high, no good. Walker feints into the air, gets Jesse upside. His shot's no good. Marshall with a follow, he'll score.
Boy, somebody finally got to put that one away. It was Corey Marshall, 10 points in the fourth quarter for Mr. Marshall.
One of the things also that Toby might have been saying is, look, we've got 16 fouls. Let's not put the Sentinels on the line and let them score without time going off the clock.
Yeah, you're doing them a big favor if you do that. So Fort Hill's got to start fouling. I just can't understand. I would have started fouling a long time ago, but Coach Walker's got his own ideas.
Dermer to Harvey inside. Mike Harvey buries another one from 10. This young man has had a great night tonight.
Mike Harvey really chipping in off the bench, and that depth with Friend, Harvey, Dermer, and the guy we haven't even seen tonight is Robinette, who's 6'8". So Allegheny can really bring some big bodies at you and really make you change things inside.
Fields toes it up for 3. Off the back of the iron, no good. Jesse with a rebound. He'll put it up from 18. This is good.
These guys are going to be awfully tough to beat in the playoffs on this court. There's no question about that, and that's what the Campers have got to play for right now.
79-61, 1:23 to go, and you saw Mike Harvey pick up the foul here.
But it's just a little bit too much contact as Palumbo pushes it up to Walker. Yeah, that's a foul. You know, I mean, Walker lost his balance off it. So there's some body right there. Now, they haven't been calling those all night, but give the guys a break. These two gentlemen have called an outstanding ball game.
A little bit of act there because you usually have to hit Brandon Walker with a bat to knock him off his feet.
I was just going to say, he is a big boy. No question about that.
Fort Hill substituting. Matt Calhoun comes in for Dean Roberson. Coming in also for Fort Hill, number 20, and that's Noel Adams. And Scott Beeman will go out.
Well, this place right here at Allegheny High School, this gymnasium just has so much character to it. It's a great feel for high school basketball.
Walker missed the 1-and-1.
And they'll be celebrating, these Camper fans, a minute 15 away from a city title and from a WMIL title. And the road to College Park is going to run through Campobello.
Good point. Salas finds the middle open, goes to Dermer, tries to feed it to Jesse, and this is Brandon Walker. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling up the floor. Goes to Marshall, his shot no good, and a foul on the play.
Corey Marshall has had a sensational ball game. 14 in the first half, and he's got 10 here in the quarter. He's got 14 in the second half, 28 for Marshall so far. As you watch the replay here, Fields comes in, he says, I'm not going to give you anything easy this time. Well, giving you too many easy lay-ins. If you want 30, you're going to have to earn it the old-fashioned way.
Saw Walker rumbling up the floor there. As you see your Kelly Auto Service scoreboard, if I saw him coming to me with a ball, I want to get out of the way.
Are you concerned about safety on wet roads? Are you worried about hydroplaning or wet skids? Ask about the K Aquamark Wet Weather Radial at the Kelly Auto Service store in the Braddock Square in LaBelle.
Both teams making multiple changes, and when things set, we'll get your lineups for you.
And the crowd here at Allegheny rightly enthused about this team. They're going to be 20-0. That is absolutely remarkable, Jamie, in any day and age.
Corey Marshall on the line. He is joined by number 50, Aaron Pannoni, Matt Calhoun, Noel Adams, and also in the lineup, number 25, Paul Luce, waiting to come in, number 54, Emery Nelson. Marshall makes the second. Your Camper lineup right now is number 14, Ben Franklin. No, that's not Ben Franklin. Number 12, Little Perk, PJ Yates. At the point will be number 10, Mike Carter. Joe Hummerson there with the ball. And coming up with it is Mike Carter, also in the lineup for the Campers, and Tally, number 23.
Hey, Corey Marshall has scored a grand total of 71 points in the last 24 hours. So congratulations to him on 2 sensational games, back-to-back nights. And Fort Hill got 1 W, just couldn't pull out the second one.
Calhoun from 18, won't get it to crawl. Yates comes down with it. Little slip on the play. Good play by the Campers coming up. This is Joe Humberson with the ball in the paint, falls down with the shot up and no good, and tally, but a foul in the play.
This is what we usually refer to when I was riding the pine as my time, but it's actually kind of garbage.
But look at this, though. Toby Aaron put 5 new kids, and look at the height on all these kids.
Oh, yeah. This Allegheny, this program has incredible depth.
Carter for 3. It's up and no good. Humberson. Was it? No. Was number 14 for the Campers. Franklin battling for the rebound.
Well, I think this game got away from Fort Hill in the second quarter. They were outscored 27-12, and really the reason they were outscored was the Allegheny press.
Nelson for 3. Off the banking board and good for 3.
And he gives the signal himself. I tell you what, you got to call that next time, Emery.
Carter with 3. To Yates with none. No shot will go up, but the buzzer does. The Allegheny Campers win the city championship, win the WMIL, and win this ball game. Their final score from Campobello was Allegheny 79, Fort Hill 66. We'll be back in the coach's corner right after this.
30.
Back at Campobello as the Campers on the far side of the floor here are cutting down the nets as they are city champions and WMIL champions. And they win the ball game over the Fort Hill Sentinels 85-71. And let me tell you, if you are not tired after watching this game, then shame on you, because this was a great game to watch. It was a great game to be in. And Mark Succi, you have the victorious coach, the city champion leader, the WMIL leader, and a handsome guy on top of that, Toby Eric.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm here with Coach Eric and Toby. Great win tonight. A very intense ball game, but the second quarter, it seemed to me, was what spurred you 27-12, outscoring them. How good is your press when it's really working?
Well, when it's good, I think it's very good. Tonight, we just want to continue to run Fort Hill up and down the floor. You know, they've played 4 games in 5 days, and we just thought that would be to our advantage. And actually, I think both teams were tired at the end of the game, but the pressure was good. The kids work hard at it. They work hard at it in practice, and we're just thrilled to death.
Bring a lot of size off that bench, and here you go. We're getting the little presentation of the net to the coach. Yeah, we'll get you guys in here. A couple of the seniors. We got Jake Dermer and Dennis Salas here. Guys, outstanding game tonight, and Jake working inside. You get a lot of help. You guys have an awful lot of size.
Oh, yeah, we got an awful lot of size in there, and Steve Friend's one of our biggest threats. He's a shot blocker. I think it's not really his height. I think it's his timing. He blocks shots really well. He's got him. And but other than that, it's just a lot of boxing out. It's really not the size. It's just a lot of hard defense, man-to-man, the way we play it.
You guys work hard. DJ Jesse, 20-0 now, city champs, WMIL champs. What's next for this team?
We're going to states. We're going to be state champs again. As long as we keep practicing hard, playing hard, keeping our minds clear, I think we got a shot at it.
Is it hard for you guys to stay focused? Come on over here a little closer, guys. There we go. Pack it in a little. Is it harder for you guys? Is it 20-0 now? What's the motivation?
It's good. It's states, but it's hard because everybody comes to watch us. Most of the time, try to get watch us get beat, but we let that behind us and we just play our game like Coach says.
And you guys will be in your house for a couple of state games. Looks like you're going to wrap up that, at least home court for maybe the first 2 games. Dennis, Corey Marshall, he can fill it up, but what was your goal tonight? Try and take him out, make him work so hard defensively against you that would take a little away from the O?
Yeah, that's what Coach was saying. So I was sitting there just trying to stop him the whole game.
Well, you played an outstanding game, and your penetration in the second quarter was a real key to the Camper offense. But again, you guys off the press, you guys like to run the floor a lot, huh?
Yeah, that's what Coach preaches each day in practice. So
does he preach it or does he yell it?
He screams it. He screams it.
A little bit of both. We don't know where Toby went. I wanted to get him back in here, but well, and you got you guys, of course, winning twice against your arch rival. That's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, it's real good.
Last year we lost over there, but we got them back twice this year. Feels real good.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations to y'all. Go celebrate it. And we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Toby Eric on the post-game show right after this. Welcome back to postgame here at Campobello. Mark Succi along with Allegheny head coach Toby Eric. And Toby, I asked the kids this when we had a chance to talk to DJ and Dennis and Jake. Where's the motivation come from now for you? How do you motivate these kids? You're 20-0, got the titles wrapped up, and it's on to the states. You guys focusing on possibly being the first unbeaten Allegheny state champion team in a while? When was the last time that was done?
I don't know that that's ever been done, but I don't think there's a problem focusing right now. The focus is this: if we lose a ball game, we won't be number 1 seed in the region, and I don't know why they need any more focus than that. BW, we got to go to BW. It's going to be a tough game. It's still a city game, so it doesn't matter what the records are and all that stuff. So I don't think if focus is a problem, we could get knocked off and not be number 1 seed, and that would be very critical to our success.
Now, if you are the number 1 seed, do you know how many games you'll get to play here on your home floor?
We would have a first-round bye and play the next 2 games here, if we won.
Well, that's a distinct advantage considering the regional final before you go to College Park. That would only be 1 game away from home before you get down to College Park, right?
Well, that and the way the fans have been turning out, it's a distinct advantage. The fans have been supporting us all year, and we need their support, and it would be big for us to play both games at home.
Well, I think basketball is truly alive and well in Western Maryland after being at Allegheny Community College on Saturday night for the huge crowd for the Hagerstown game, and then tonight here. Outstanding player there for Fort Hill with Corey Marshall. Guys try to do anything special to stop him tonight? I mean, he scored 30, and I know you guys were trying.
We tried a lot of things special, but they didn't seem to work. I mean, he had a great night. I watched him score 41 yesterday, so he had a great game. I mean, he was breaking us down a couple different ways. We had big guys running at him, and he was shooting over our big guys. I mean, somebody gets in a zone like that, they're tough to stop, and he's a quality player.
Well, how much of an advantage, really? I mean, you have so much depth on your bench. How many kids over 6'6" on this Allegheny team?
I guess we got 2 kids that are 6'6" and over, and then we got 3 kids that are 6'4".
Outstanding depth right there for you, and you can really mix up your rotations. You did that a lot tonight. Got an excellent effort from Steve Friend. He made a critical difference, I thought, in the second quarter.
Well, Steve gives us a defensive presence in the lane, and he plays hard on defense, and he can score in there. He's great on offensive rebounds, and I think he did. I thought all our starters, Dennis Salas had a big game. Michael Fields had another big game for a sophomore. DJ, Jake, they all come up big. Adam Whitaker was big off the bench. Mike Harvey. I don't know. We got supreme effort from all our kids.
Where's that net going to go, Toby? Show it off to everybody. Don't be ashamed.
No, I'm not ashamed, and I'm very proud. The kids gave that to me, and that means a lot to me, and we'll keep that in a special place, believe me.
Is this the beginning of a new era here at Allegheny? I mean, state champs last year in your first year, unbeaten so far in your second year. Where does it end for Toby Eric?
Well, I don't know. We just, it's funny. We come out and talk to our kids about playing hard every night. That's what we focus on, and we don't talk a lot about wins and losses. We talk about playing hard and getting the most out of our ability, and the wins have been falling into place. These kids are a special group of kids, and Allegheny High School should be glad they've had them. They've had a great 2-year run, and it's just been a thrill for me to coach kids like this.
Well, congratulations on the titles, and we look forward to seeing you in the playoffs. Keep them focused, Toby.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. All right, well, that's just about going to wrap everything up. We'll bring Jamie back in here to close up shop, as it were, from Campobello.
Very nice game done tonight, 85-71 your final score. The Allegheny Campers win over the Fort Hill Sentinels. I want to tell you, first of all, Such, you did a great job tonight, even though you're still substantially taller than I am. It was a lot of fun working with you.
Absolutely.
We will see more of these Allegheny Campers along the line, I am sure, downstate. And you just wish the best for this team because they have put it all together. And as Toby Eric has said, his team plays as a team. They run with that old adage, and it's old and it's clichéable, but there's no I in team, and there certainly is no I in this Allegheny Camper team as well. Absolutely. Mark, if we have not, let's take a look at some of the high scores and the final stats tonight.
Okay, these are unofficial, bear in mind, but we got Corey Marshall unofficially with 30 to lead all scorers for Fort Hill. 6 points for Scott Beeman, 4 for Gavin Palumbo, 4 for Brandon Walker, 4 for Scott Puffenberger, and 15 for Dean Roberson, and a 3 at the end for Emery Nelson, who can even give the refereeing signal. And once again, we'd like to send out our deepest best wishes to Scott Puffenberger, his friends and family, everybody with Fort Hill, and we hope everything is fine. We can't speculate, but we hope for the best, obviously. For Allegheny, Mike Fields had 17, and Dennis Salas with 11. 6 points for Adam Whitaker off the bench. 19 for DJ Jesse. I'm adding here. I didn't make my totals, so this is kind of off the cuff. 7 points for Steve Friend and some intimidation inside as well. 13 for Jake Dermer and 6 for Mike Harvey as Allegheny wins this. Oh, they took it off the scoreboard already.
85-71, 85-71 your final score. I think I've got to ask Denny Salas about this. That may be a career high 11 points for him. I'm not sure he scores that in 5 games during the season. That's going to do it from Campobello. We have been very happy to bring you this game along commercial video services. Glad that you've tuned in throughout the season, and stay tuned. More basketball to come. This is Jamie O'Hanlon for Mark Secchi, and we want you to make it.